Hello. I hope this time the audio is working because the last time it was like no. So I'm waiting for confirmation. I'm waiting for a friend that is going to tell me. Let's see. But well, the last time I was talking a lot of things, 1 hour and a half, and the audio wasn't working. So let's hope that today is working. Um, if not, okay. I got. I'm going to try another way. Yeah, I was talking the last video, not the ones that failed for the audio. It's not the last video that was working. About okay, Agus, can you tell me if the audio is working? Sí, vale. Gracias. Okay, I continue. In the last video, I was. Thank you. I was talking about yeah. If you want, you can stay or you can go whatever you feel. But it's better you should watch the last video that I did because yeah, I'm going to talk about information that maybe you're going to need. But yeah, in the last video I was talking about the universe. Now I'm going to talk about here because the important thing is here. Yeah, it's fantastic all thing in the universe. We are not alone on this thing, but we are working here in the planet in Maika. So I talk a lot of things in the last video, 1 hour and a half, and I don't remember what I said. But in that day, I was like in a really bad mood. So today I'm good. Um, yeah, I'm going to talk about the old paradigms, the 8 stairs. That that was an information that Dan Maruk through the Antron gave. And then the cosmic planks, yeah, and whatever appears in the like always I'm flowing, I'm nervous, and yeah, as always. So let's start with the old paradigms. There are basically five: is economy, political, religions, culture, health. So it's basically that. So this is the thing that we need to leave in the past and continue in the new paradigms that are the new things, tarot, all these things. And then when you realize that that is also old, you continue with the universe. So economy is one thing that a lot of people worry about: money, jobs, yeah, basically that. So when you work in this thing of use the money as a tools and not the money used you, and makes like in the mind, making a lot of things, a lot of thoughts. So it's like you are controlling your life and not the money controlling your life. So yeah, basically is realize that the money is a tool, one of many to advance in life. Because if you realize in life you are given many tools to advance, and it's not all about money. That's why a lot of things like this coin, electric coins like bitcoins, and this thing appears to make the people realize that the money is not important. But yeah, the human use this thing again, and all the things start to be like the old things. But basically the bitcoin and this kind of money appears to make the people realize that the money is just an illusion. It's nothing that is, yeah. So the other thing is the jobs. a lot of people is working in things that they don't like. um, yeah, like many years working in things that they don't like because they, again, the money situation, and they think that that is everything that they can do, but that's not true. uh, you can advance in life in what you like. When you do what you like, everything appears in your life. So if you don't like something and you are with headache, stress, and these things, and then yeah, I'm here because I need the job, because I need the money. Again, the money. But this is a thing that we all need to realize, that we need to advance. Uh, so yeah, economy is basically that: money, jobs, all that keep you in the way to advance, because you need it. We need it to advance to the new. We are not going to need that in the new that is coming, but now we need it to have a balance, like have a floor where to walk until this thing fall, because all these things are going to fall. Actually, are falling, but people are still with the memories and this thing, and that's a process, evolution. It's not magic. Everything starts with evolution, the process for everyone. So the thing is raising consciousness in this. If you are conscious of this, you can advance using it like a tool, but knowing, with the conscious of that this is not going to be anymore in what is coming. So the other thing is political. The political is basically territory, borders, security, all these things that separate people, like borders. Is illogical. In the last video, I didn't do this because it was something that I realized in my then the day after that. I went in bike to a place here in the Netherlands. I passed from Belgium, and I didn't know. I was driving the bike, and I was like looking the map, and I was like, oh, I'm in Belgium. I didn't know. And then I saw a thing in the floor, like a line separating with a flag, with separating Belgium with Netherlands. And I was like, I don't know if this is. I already watched that in videos from YouTubers and this, but one thing is watching in a video, and other is in person. And I was like, I don't know if this is stupid or funny, or both at the same time, because a line separating in two places, a place in two territory, two territory, a place of this beautiful planet. So I don't know. So this thing is also a thing that we need to raise consciousness. Political is about this thing, border territory. They want more. They want more of the earth, and this thing. We are all one. We are all family. We are all sisters and brothers. That's why when people ask me all the time, it's like, where are you from? And I tell, like, I'm from the universe. And they are like, what are you talking? um, some of them are like, oh, that's a good answer. Um, and I say, like, yeah, I born in Venezuela, but I'm from the universe. It's different. It's not something that I don't belong to one place. I belong to the entire universe. So yeah, I born in Venezuela, but Venezuela is in a place in the planet. This planet is in the universe, so I'm in the universe. It's like the universe. I'm from the universe, and the Earth is my house. Um, I love to travel, and I don't feel like I belong to the one single place. Like, yeah, raising consciousness. This, also the security, the police, military, all these things are the political things. All that. But yeah, um, was talking so fast because I already did that, so I'm like flowing this. The last video was like, yeah, but yeah, now I can advance faster. But yeah, I'm reading because I want to be in an order, to follow an order, to make this easier to understand. So, yeah, think about that. Why you feel separate of others? Like, that is not your case. If you are not in political, don't be in political. You are a human in this beautiful planet, and that is all. A lot of people is traveling now. A lot of people have internet now and can watch other other places. They know that there are connection. Internet is a connection. You can have a chat with other person in the other part of the planet. I'm here in Europe, but I can talk with people from Latin America or from Asia, from Africa. Yeah. So it's realized that we are all a community. The internet made this thing. The internet don't have borders. It's like a connection. And if have borders, it's because politicals have rules and block these things. But it's not something that the internet was invented for this. But yeah, economy, political, be conscious of this, advance using this, because okay, I can realize that I'm from the universe, but there are people that don't realize that yet, and the border is fixed, so I need to follow this thing. But I'm flowing in my way, knowing that I don't belong to any of these things. It's like, for me, I'm going to start to introduce myself like I'm from the universe. I'm in book in this fantastic temple ceremony in my body carvings. I elevated the elevated that the fantastic being in the universe that give the DNA from me is Omni Indrak. That's the name for now. I need to advance in this. That's why I need to name more, like in book. More that I name this name, more that I await memories that are my DNA, my ancestors. So I'm going to start to introduce myself like in book. Yeah, this temple ceremony is carvings. My body, is the one that bring me to here. But now a newbie, so I advance with that. I feel weird with how the hat, with the other hat, but it's not winter anymore. So the next thing is religion. The religions are in everywhere: Catholic, evangelic, pagans, all these religions that exist in the world, also a sign to understand the process in life. Like, we are not alone. There is something big. That's what it was this thing of religions. But there are like cage, because they follow one thing that, for example, Jesus or Buddha, they start to follow these people that await, was conscious. They were conscious of these things, and then people, and they was like, they were like, yeah, I'm giving you this message. All that I have, you also have this. And then the people didn't realize this and create the religions, knowing that it's something big, there is something else, but be in a cage, like, because it's always a limit. the religions are always a limit. Like they start in one point and then you go into the end, and I was like, this is all. No, it can be all. And I know because I passed for many religions. I passed Catholic, I was Spiritist, I was pagan, I was evangelic, I studied the what's the name? Uh, uh, the other thing was not Catholic, the Jewish. Yeah. I study also that with the Kabbalah, because the Kabbalah is basically from the Jewish, and yeah. But it was always a limit, and for me it was like, no, I want. Since I was a child, I was like, I want to travel the world. I want to go to many places, and I was going to places to understand things, reading books, and it was always like, this is all. No, I don't believe that. I, I saw the sky and I was like, no, this is really big. It can be all these things. So I advanced. Then I entered in the. Then it was like, I don't want religious anymore. Now I want to be spiritual. But the spiritual is also a thing. That's the new paradigms. This is old paradigms, and then start the thing of spirituality, um, like the theta healing, reading the tarot, the runes, all these things that are now the family constellation, yeah, zodiac signs that now are many of them, the Chinese, the 12 zodiac signs, the Mayans, a lot. Then it's separating Vedic, and yeah. But that's the new. Once that you left the religion and you go to spirituality, then you are like realizing that there is something big. You are going to realize and be conscious that no, this cannot be because Theta healing or family constellation or this thing, they are like in a circle there, and they are close. The Kabbalah also, it's like they are there and they don't want to know more. There are people that study more things, like the Wiccans, because I was Wiccan, I studied this thing, but also some Wiccans are like in a cage, and there is always a limit, and there is not. When you realize that it's no limit, you go to the infinite. That's everything. Forever student. That's the thing. Be forever student, because there is a lot. You cannot realize how big this planet, because stop one second, and just in a city, see the one built, and you're going to see like it's really big. Now realize the city, the size of the city, and then see a mountain, and you're going to realize like it's really big. And then you can be in a country, a continent, and then in the sea, you go to the beach or the sea, and you see the big things that there is. Then you look the sky, and also things. It's infinite. There is a lot of knowledge there to know, and there is all one. All are connected with one. That's the thing. Other thing that the religion, the political, the borders separate, because in India there are with the Hindu, in the north with the Nordic, in other countries are Catholic, and other Muslims, but when you study all these things, you realize that all have connections. It's just the philosophy and the thing of the borders that they think that are separate, but no. All the information, all the people is important in this life, because all have value information that you can connect. And once that you connect this, you are going to realize the infinite that we are, and you can know better who you are. So another thing is the culture or the health things. studies, medicine, pharmacy, culture is all the things that separate, because one country have a culture, other have another, and they think that they are separate, and it's really beautiful. For example, I travel a lot, and I go to hostel, and it's really beautiful when you make a lot of friends, and there are like different cultures, different religions, but you can share, and that's so beautiful. And that's when you realize that there's people raising conscious in their process, because every person has their process. Um, but there is also the people that are like behind that. It doesn't mean that they are not important. All are important in the process, and we are all have the thing that without them we cannot exist, because it's polarities. In this planet, in this life, we was growing out, evolving in polarities. So ones make the others. Without ones, the other doesn't exist. So then the medicine, that is also a thing that is evolving now. There is a lot of people that in the past they used that, but now are more common to find this. Like in the past, you were to witches, or they then they were killed, um, and then it was the traditional medicine, and now it's again growing out people that uh, use these tools like Reiki or another things that are signals to understand that uh, there is more and there is energy. Actually, the people heal themselves. It's not the people that do Reiki. Yeah, you feel the energy, and I also can do that. People that know me, well, so some people know that I can do the thing with the hands, and you can feel the energy, because we are energy. We can feel it, but you cannot transfer your energy to others. So it's a thing of the mind. That person appears in your life to makes you realize that there is more. So you think that that person is healing you, but it's not like that. Sorry if I'm missing a lot of things, but it's flowing like it is, and I feel so good doing like that, because it's like telling the old paradigms with the new paradigms, um, to continue, because I want to continue in this. I'm going to, yeah. Um, it's the same with the medicine, and I understood this because I broke many bones in my life, and when I went to the hospital, they told me like, yeah, you need to be operated and put this thing in your body, like like the thing that when you receive an operation. And I was like, no, I don't want that. And then 1 month or 2 months after that, everything was like broken, like my life was broken, like to not be operated. And then I went to the hospital, and the doctor was like, I don't know how you healed your bones, but the bones are good. It's the same with the 2 times happened to me this, because the body is a fantastic things in that we have. This is a ceremony that if you are conscious of the powers that you have, and the fantastic that you are in evolution, because we are like this for many years, for infinite, since the beginning that we went out from Maika like a cells, and we evolve, and now we are a fantastic being that can heal themselves. Also, things like there are diseases that are emotional. Once that you get that emotion, you solve that emotion, you heal. Like that's the thing, and I saw this many times in my life, so I know this. These people that don't know this, and yeah, that's why the doctors and all these things are necessary now, because they are brother and sister that are helping us to advance. And if we don't advance, it's the second fall of the angels that I talked in the last video. But yeah, all of this is necessary now. Also with the studies, uh, it's the thing that I quit to study, because I fight many times with the teachers, because I was like, no, this cannot be like they wanted to be like in a cage, like putting things in your mind, like this is like this, and then when you read by yourself, now that we have internet, the thing that you learn when I grew up without a lot of internet. Yeah, it existed, but it wasn't a lot. So then I was like going to these cyber cafes. In that time, six a lot of things, a lot of this, uh, and I investigate by myself. And I was like, no, this is not like that. Like learning the because they have like a program. The studies, the the education system was invented for militaries to be it in a line in life. If you investigate from where um, the education system start, you're going to see that start with military things, because they wanted to have people that follow orders, and that was following like that, and it's natural now. Um, and I was really curious, like since I was a child. So I was growing up, and I was in the school, and I was like, no. Now I understand that was myself, the memories of myself that was telling me like, no, this is not like that. And there is a lot of people now that you watch on the internet that have the same problem, like people teaching them, but even and it's not their fault, because it was uh, they learn like that, and they need to follow these things. So it's not their fault. It's something that you raise conscience, you can advance in this. But teaching things that are not true, that are like, or are not completely true, or are like in a way that makes you be in a culture, again, political things, like separating. I remember in the university I fight with a teacher, because he was like telling things that no, you're telling that we need to follow like little soldiers, and he was fighting, and all my friends in the room was like, in the classroom was were like, okay, you have right, but calm down, because I was fighting with that. Yeah, you have all the information yourself. Now you have internet. You can search, investigate by yourself. Yeah, if you want to study, it's okay. But now you have all the tools to don't do that, because yeah, you choose a career, and you want to study something, and they put some things that are not from the thing that you want to learn, and they make you do that, and with points like 1 to 10 or 1 to 100, and then people feeling bad because they feel like they are failing, and it's not like that. It's like are putting the the, 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 the diversity in the world in one single program. It's not, it cannot work like that. We are all different. We have all things that we like. Yeah, once you realize that, you can follow what you like. And I was studying modern languages, and I decided to study my languages by myself, and yeah, I'm learning in this way. But yeah, it's all this race conscious. Now this thing exists and are necessary to advance, but use this as a tool, knowing that this is going to fall, because this is the old paradigm. Once that the mica start to release the energy in the crystal energy in the earth, everything is going to fall. So now we can use it and we can walk being ourselves. It's important be ourselves all the time. Yeah, I think it's all. Again, I don't know if a lot of people are going to watch this, but this is, as I told before, this is also for me because it's making me practice. It's like a practice for me to my telepathy, to name my name in book and continue advances, because it's like the law of the universe. The first law: receive, breathe. That is receive. Then keep that. It's like process that and integrate that information or whatever you pass in life, and then release. Share is what I'm doing now. I receive all the information like the brief. I integrate that information like the air that is in my body, and then I release the information, because that's the thing. And then you can receive more and more, because it's like the example that I talk about the glass with water. You cannot fill a glass of water many times if you don't drink. You need to fill the glass, drink, and then you receive more. It's like that. It's like this is our like example, yeah, like really easy to understand. And now I'm going to talk about the 8 stairs. That this was some information that Dan Maruk, that is our brother that has the DNA of the Antron, he gave this information, and I was like, oh, it was really good. Also, Micah talked about this in the beginning through Alaika. That is, yeah. So the 8 stairs. First, we start with the 4 ones that are like the 4 that are more difficult if you are raising conscious, because it's again, the first one is the money. This is our thing that we are working in life, and all the people are working in life. One of some people inconscious, some people unconscious, because they are like in automatic, like a program. The elevator is guiding them, but they are not conscious of that. They call it God or intuition on this thing, but all in the universe advance. So even if you are unconscious of this, you advance. Nothing is static. So again, the money. This is the thing that we start to work in this. The money situation is about I need and I want more. I was talking about that yesterday with some the other volunteers that are in the hostel that are now. It's like more that you have, more that you want, and more that you spend, because you feel like you have money, you receive money, and you spend the money in stupid things. When you realize that, you are like, why I spend money in this thing? And again, it's a tool to advance. Sometimes we don't need a lot. It's like advance what uh, with the thing that we have. It's like I have money, so I need this. And you don't need it. It's like the mind making you think that you need that, but then you buy it and then you collect a lot of things in the house, and yeah, then it's like receiving powder in this, like be dirty in there because you don't use it. Or going to a fancy restaurant. Why? You can go to a supermarket, yeah, you can do it, but not all the time. It's like if you like, okay, but sometimes you do it just to impress one person or impress one group, or yeah, you don't do it because you want to do it. And I know a lot of people that do that. I also did that in the past. So more that you have, more that you think that you need, and more that you want, that is a cycle. Once that you realize that, you can stop and advance what with the thing that you have. Wow, this explanation is better than the last time. The last time I was like, how can I explain this? I understand, but then it came the success. The I want to be famous. I want to be important. I want power. I want more. Yeah, it's the thing again. It's a programmation of our life that we need to be big and be from higher than others, and we are. Once that you realize that we are all the same, you can advance in life. Be simple. Be yourself. Because sometimes you are not being yourself. Sometimes you are like just because again impress people, impress a group, impress your family, or yeah, like you want to do this because you want to be like your mom or your dad be proud of you, but you don't feel like good. It's a cycle that you, when you stop and think, you are like, why I'm doing this? Like, I'm not doing this for myself, I'm doing this for other. And that's now it came a memory that I was talking this with some friends. uh, Give me a second. I was talking this with some friend that they was like talking about her mother, their mother, and I was like, yeah, but you don't feel good doing that. You are doing just for your mother. So the problem here is like for both. You realize that you don't need to do something for others, and your mother realized that they she need to let it free from yourself, like be let it like be free. um, that is the process of raising conscious, like do the thing for you because it's your life, it's what you want. Breathe and think what you want, not what other wants, because sometimes you don't realize it's automatic because you grew up like that. You think that you are doing one thing for you, but then you feel like with headache the body react. The body is as I said, it's a fantastic thing. React and make you feel what you are doing, to make you realize that you are not doing what you want. That's why some diseases start with the emotions, and it's like something that I'm going to talk in a few minutes. But yeah, there I want more. I want power. Why? For what? So to 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 do what? And then when you are in that, you realize that you are not happy. Something that you are doing for like be important for others. So something that we need to start to stop and think about these things, because as I said before, it's something automatic. You don't realize until you stop and start to think about who you are, about what you want, and about why I'm doing this, why I'm doing this. All these things are questions that you most of the time don't do it, or we don't do it, because I'm also was in that, and now most on that, I'm asking me questions, some questions. Yeah, but that's my process. When I solve that, maybe I can share it. Um, but yeah, stop and think. Be with yourself and think. The thing that I'm doing now is for me or for others. Why I'm doing this? Questions, philosophy. I like the philosophy, so yeah. Then the fears. This is the biggest one because it's the ones that stop a lot of people to do what they want. Fears are learned from others and by self-memory that we have from our ancestors, that they didn't solve these things. So they did what they could in that moment, but they couldn't complete it. So we feel that in ourselves, but it's not from ourselves. It's from others or from our ancestors that we have all this memory. Because, as I said in the last in one of the videos, in my case, I'm in book, and in book the cells that went out from Micah is the same that reincarnate. No, Kermis is not. Kermis is my ceremony now, but Imbu was the ones that was reincarnating, and that cells have all the memories of all our ancestors, because the ones that exist before are the ones that are now here, just with more evolution. So the fears. This is the thing that is most of, I can say that 100% of the fears end in I don't want to die. Stop and think all the fears that you have, and going deep in that, and you are going to see that end in I don't want to die. I have fear of going to some place because something can happen to me and I can die. I have fear of not have money because I cannot get food, and if I don't get food, I die. I have fear of jumping in a plane because if the thing fails, I die. I have fear of many things, and I don't want to die. Also, the emotional things, because I grew up like that. I saw that in my life, like people. I cannot live with this person, without this person, because I feeling like I'm dying. And now you stop and think this thing, really. But exists people that feel like if with how a person they can die. Think about that, and then go to that, and you're going to realize that every fears are not yours. Are things that you grew up with your family, with your friends, the schools, and they all this fear. Maybe a person tells something that happened to them, and you took that for you. Like, yeah, I jumped from one stairs and I fall and I broke my arm, and then you are like, oh, I need to be careful with the stairs because I can. That's not yours. Happened to that person because it needed to happen to that person, but it's not yours. So other with things that you fears from the mouses or snakes. Sometimes you have fear of these animals and you don't understand why. It's because you grow up and you have fear of this. Yeah, if you are careful, for example, the fear of a mouse. Why? The mouse see you and may run, and you are like running from the mouse, and the mouse can run from you too. So it's like, why you have this fear? Maybe you saw something like your mom or your cousin or your sister saw that, like running, and you, oh, the mouse is bad, so maybe I can die again. All the fears end I can die. So you took that for you. Or maybe it's a memory. Maybe in the past someone actually died for a mouse, but in a maybe in a pest or in some disease that this can thing is not something that, yeah, and then you have that memories in yourself, and then you, but it's realize what it is and go to that. You imagine all the fears that I passed, and I was like, no, I cannot do this. If I do this, I'm going to fail, and I was like, I received information from my elevator like advance, and I was like, okay, I'm going to advance. So I walk and I passed that, and I was like, okay. Actually, I did a volunteer in a mountain, and I was like really afraid for many things, like being in complete darkness or something, because I was feeling, I was feeling have this fear of spirits, bad spirit, of demons or this thing, because I grew up with spirit teams, and uh, I I passed for many things that demons and this thing, like knowing this all this thing, but now I know that are signs to understand is ourselves doing this. So once that you realize that there's no demons, there are not like these things, it's all the time signs to make you realize that make us realize that polarities. So the mind can do a lot of things, and this was one of the most difficult ones to understand, because as I said, I grew up in the spiritists. I was in the weekend, and I know this thing of spirit. And then they told like, yeah, if you go to the astral, you are going to find some bad spirits, so you need to protect yourself. And then all this start to be in your mind. And when you go there, you realize that it's nothing. All the time you, or you elevated in the energy of your elevated that you don't understand, and 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 makes this thing happen to make you realize that it's not, it's just something that you need to raise conscious. And I passed for many spirits that enter in my body, but then I realized that it wasn't like that. So again, in the mountain, I went to that to face some fears like the darkness or the animals, because I was also fear like snakes or spiders. And then I was sleeping in some this thing of the trucks. I don't remember the name. Uh, yeah, the things that are in the back of the trucks that people use to make houses or rooms. Yeah. Um, I was sleeping in this in the middle of nowhere in a mountain, far away from a city. And for example, I was in the kitchen. The kitchen was the only place that had internet, so all the people were there in the kitchen, and then they needed to walk to the place where they sleep, and it was like 10 or 15 minutes walking in the mountain in complete darkness. And the beginning I was like really scared, and then 1 month there I was like flowing in the dark, sleeping with spiders, and I was like realizing, the spiders are good, that are killing the flies, and the flies are annoying me, so it's nature. Yeah. So I all the time it's like face your fears, and you're going to see that after that they're nothing, and the fears are always going to be there. It's just walk, trusting in what you receive, because if you receive from your elevated, call it like as you want, elevated, higher self, God, wherever you want. But if you receive that you need to go someplace and you are with the fear, these are never going to be like message of shortage or messages of fears are always like messages of love, like nothing is going to happen advance, and once you going, you're going to find like what's it's fine. But the fears are always like that here because the mind have all our body have memory, so it's just advanced. So yeah, then the I know. The number 4 is the I know. Here is another thing that it was something that I told before. I was talking before, like be forever student. When you think that you know everything, you are in a cage because you feel like you arrive to the higher of the higher and the higher place in the life, and no, it's always more. And it's just stop and see the big thing that you have in your city of in the nature. The I know, like the I know everything. Also, more that you read or study, more that you think that you know, like think that you are more intelligent than others, and it's not like that. It's like in all the planet are different knowledge that if you join, you can make fantastic things. It's like the religions and the technology and science and these things that are separated, and if you put together all these things, you're going to find like it's really big things. Um, Science now are realizing that in step by step, but yeah, it's all separating the human beings. Um, yeah, it's race consciousness. You don't know nothing. I was always reading, and I was like, this can be all. So, so I continue looking for other things because I was like, I want to know more. I want to know more. I want to know more. And now I know that the universe is infinite. I'm going to be years and years for infinite learning and learning, because now we are learning here in the planet, but in the universe, when we are there, we are going to learn a lot of things. So yeah. Um, Also, I stopped to give me a second. Also, I stopped to to read and do this thing because I was receiving information from my elevated. In that time, I call it like higher self or channeling, but now I know that it's my father, my elevated interact, mini interact. That okay. I need to. Yeah, I was like, I said the name and I was like, slow down, calm. You need to run. So yeah, I was running. Um, that's telepathy. Um, but yeah, I was receiving this information. I write poems, and sometimes I don't write poems, but I write, and I received these informations, and then I was like, wow, that is good. And then I took a book, and then I read exactly the same thing that I received the day before or the week before that, and I was like, okay, this is weird. And that continued to happen to me, and then I realized that was information from the Akash that I was receiving, maybe in dreams or sometimes in dreams, and sometimes the elevated in drag that was telling me things. I started to read. Once one person told me that when I say that, like that's a bullshit, because I think that the people that write wrote these books, the information came from them, but that's not true. The information came from the elevated of them that give that information, and that's why every person in the universe can access to this, because it's in the Akash. All the information that are in the book are in the Akash or in our cells. So that is what happened to me. Like I stopped to read because if I need to know something, and I asked him, my elevated, and he gave me the information, and I know because I days after that I as something the information appears. So I know that is true. It's also this all these things that I'm telling now. Uh, in winter, I was in between Hungary and Romania. I don't remember where, but maybe in Hungary. And I was no, it wasn't. Yeah, it was in Hungary. I don't remember. And I wrote something that you can find on my Instagram that I wrote like, we are going to shine and we are going to the stars and these things. Then weeks after that, and then I was receiving like, you need to go to Romania. You need yeah, I was in Hungary because I was thinking where to go next, and yeah, you need to go to Romania because you are going to find someone that you need to you are going to find some people that, and I received like, we are waiting for you. And I was okay, I go to Romania. So I went to Romania, um, and then this information arrived to me, and I was like, oh my god, I grow this, all many of the things that I grow. Suddenly Micah appears, and minutes before I saw the first video of Micah, a Laika that have the DNA of Micah, that is the Earth, and she started to talk about this. I was like, my god, and I started to search on my books, my notebooks, because I wrote in notebooks first, and then I searched on the internet, and I was like, it's exactly what I wrote, and it was a sign like, yeah. And minutes before that, uh, uh, I received like, I was waiting, to know you and that you know me. And I was like, okay, and I was video. And I was like, oh my god! And finally, I can put all the pieces that I was learning in my life together. But yeah, uh, we don't know nothing. We are learning all the time. We are forever students. If you think that you know everything, again, stop in front of the mountain and see the big that is a mountain, and you're going to realize that. Or look the sky at night, and you're going to realize how small and how big is everything, and all the information that are in all the planet and all the universe. Actually, all this, like I was telling in the last video, it's like information that you realize that was years for infinite of information in one video. Is not, is nothing. It's just a little piece, a little tears in the complete sea of the information. In a video of 1 hour, it's impossible. Once that we go to the universe, we are going to learn all these things. But yeah, then start the other fourth stairs, that is be true. The be true, and this is also important because you are going to fail your truth. You cannot be one person that you are not, because sometimes we put like a mask to cover ourselves, uh, who we are, to be again in a group with a person. I love this person, so I need to change myself and I need to adapt myself to that person. Okay, you are going to face your truth. Sooner or later, you are going to face your truth. That's why it's better if you raise conscious now that you need to be yourself, and if that person wants to be with you, can be with you. But actually, all the relationship most of the time are like mirrors to make you realize who you are. Like start a fight, or with friends, or with family, or with a partner, with a boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. Um, it's to make you realize that you have something to solve. If you see in the other person something, it's because you need to solve that in you, and the other person sees that. You are going always face your truth, sooner or later. So, in a good way or in a bad way, this depends of if you raise conscious. So, start from now. Be true. Ask who you are, and if you are adapting yourself to be with other, or with your family, or with a friends, or a group of friends, or a job, or a place, because this is also included in this. Be true, because there is always going to be this thing in your body that are going to make you realize that you're not being true in your life. So think about that. It's a process that every person have. I also pass for that, like in bad ways and good ways. In the bad ways, I cried and a lot of things, and I realized that yeah, why I'm going to be myself. Actually, I'm doing this, and maybe 1 year before, I never think about do this because I can be like other people can think that I'm crazy or thing, but I know who I am. I know my process. I know all that I pass, and I know where I'm going, and I know that I'm for a student. Yeah, is be myself, and now I'm feeling more comfortable doing this at the first video. Yeah, it's be yourself. Then it came the happiness. The happiness came after be true, because the thing that you have all the times when you think that you think that is happiness is little moments of happiness, like are not completely like maybe 1 minute of happiness or 1 hour of happiness, but you are always looking for happiness. We are always looking for happiness, and this is going to appear when you start to be real. If you are not real, you are going to have all this moment of happiness just in the moments that you are enjoying who you are, and then you come back to the places that you are in there not being you, and then you lost this, and then you start again looking for happiness, and start the stair all the stairs you think I know, the fears, the success, the money, you look all these things to be happy. So it's just think about that. It's be real. If you are real, you are going to find your happiness, and you are going to be like always like happy. I'm passing for that. All of us are passing for that. So it's just continue. More that you are true, more that you are going to find that happiness. Then the be brave, advance. Because if you are not brave, you can't advance in these things. Again, you are not brave, you cannot be yourself because you have fears of people are going to think. Be brave. I don't want to quit this because my family are going to think that that I'm failing them. So you are doing that for the family or for you. So be brave and tell your family or tell whatever. This is just an example. I don't want to do this. I want to be me. So be brave, advance with fears, with and you being true. Be yourself. Be true. You are going to find the happiness. You have seen that all the 8 stars have an order for one reason. Then the release. Sure, what I was telling before, like it's always the law of the universe. Breathe, that is receive, integrate that you receive, and then release. Share, let it go. It's always releasing things. Release, let it go with things like things that you don't need. It's like the example that I was tell. I start when I start my travel 6 years ago. I start with a big bag and another small backpacker, like a backpacker. Um, Now I have like a small bag because I realized that I don't need a lot of things. And it's like it's just an example of thing. Release people that you don't need in your life. Release all the emotions, all the you want to cry, release. You want to scream, release. It's all something that you have in your life to make you realize that there is something that you need to work in yourself to be true. So and sometimes release because there is some time that release uh, make you think that you are quitting to something and or someone, and it's not like that. It's like understand that all the people need the process, or all the things need the process, they process. So it's understand these things and release, and it's not quitting, it's just understand and be wise in these things. Like um, I understand that that job is not for me, so I let it go. I understand that that person it's not for me, or something. Examples. Yeah. So once that you do that, um, you are going to have 100% of the telepathy, and you elevator can send you the message better in a better way, and you don't have limits because you feel like you are from the universe. You don't have limit. We have everything. It's just all the old paradigms and all these 8 stars that make you realize, that make you believe that like you have limit. You don't have limits. Just structures that are going to fall in sooner or later are going to fall this thing. So now I'm going to talk about this cosmic plant, and this is funny things because uh, it's information that if you understand that this need this needed to happen in order to be conscious of that we are from the universe and we are going to other planet, and uh, the DNA, the cosmic plants wants to continue in our evolution. The first was the DNA. People that we are like this thing of clonated, or a fusion of DNA of the elevated and the self that came from the native of Mica, that was combined, and now we are who we are now in all the evolution. Then but that was all to understand how we evolve in life, because as I told in the last video, the elevated, when they realized that in the Pleiadians, in that galaxy, there was like 60% of energy, and the other 40% they didn't know because it was unconscious. So now we can understand the beginning of this. So the bacteriological experimentation, that is the health things, all the diseases like the COVID, for example. COVID was something that a lot of people died, but it was just to make the makes us understand the 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 strength of the of the body, because we are going to evolve, so we need to know how good we can support if we are going to the universe. So all the bacteriological things are evolving too, and it's all natural. If we evolve like since the beginning of like a sperm, like a spermatozoid, like going and becoming us, also that happened with the bacteria and these things evolve. The COVID was something that like a flu that evolved, and it was really hard in the planet. We advanced. The people that died was the second fall, and they are good. They are in their process, waiting for us in crystal. We are going to be crystal. I'm going to talk this for another video, but I'm going in order to continue with information, because I know that I'm going to receive information that I'm going to share. Okay, I think yeah, the video was paused. I don't know, maybe the internet. Yeah. So I was telling this, like, it's just evolution, and we follow this order to share more information, step by step evolution. Because the one person, two person, three person that was this, the person that are right here, yeah, and they have questions, they can ask me, and we can evolve together. And yeah, because I'm not more than other just because I know I'm conscious of the thing. All have a process, so for me are like brother and sister that are working with me, all the people on the planet. So then start the third war, or the shortage, as Micah called the shortage. It's happening now, but it's happening in a slow situation, like covering, but this is going to evolve, and it's going to happen. And a lot of people are going to have fears of this, but it's raising consciousness that it's something that is happening because it needs to happen in order that all paradigms fall. So think this as a new beginning. This need to happen because it's polarities, it's evolution, it's also I use a lot of the law of the Kybalion, the the rhyme. It's like always going to the pendulum, to one place to another. It needs to happen. So in order to go to another thing, so this is going to happen. A lot of people are going to die. It's the second fall of the angels that are going to wait for us, and others are going to be unconscious that this is happening because it needs to happen. Then the weather and the natural things, volcanoes, earthquakes, tsunamis, a lot of things are going to happen. And again, if you are unconscious, you are not going to feel fear, because you know that this is happening, because Micah is also going to born again in another evolution in life as us. So Micah is going to give off the crystal, making all these things in order to us evolve. Some unconscious, like the 2000. Yeah, well, I'm going to talk about that later. And also in unconscious. Um then start the rescue plan. That is when we are going to leave this planet. Yeah, sound crazy, sound this thing, but it need to happen because the universe is evolving, the planet Micah is evolving, we are evolving, so we need to advance. So we are going to another planet, Hercolubus. But I'm going to talk about that in another video. In the rescue plans, as I told before in the last video, with all the beings in the universe elevated, what we call elevated, there are protectors, guardians, disciples, archangels, and arcadionas, and this is separated with this is when the archangels and the arcadionas with the twin flames. That is also an information that came from me, like one day it was like twin flames, and I associate that with soul twin souls, and it's not like that. So, twin souls are like the people that you are to continue knowing yourself, be like a mirror. It's like process that you need to pass. And the twin flames, it can be a boyfriend or girlfriend, but it also can be a member of your family, it can be a friends, it can be people that are in resonance. That is the twin flame for the 2008 888 that went out first of Micah, first cells that went out first, the 2888 that is separate in 140 100 or 1000, sorry, I'm with the number, 2888 twin, the twin flames that are also 1444 are the twin flames, that are people that are going to open portals. The vibration of that people are at similar, so they are going to with the vibration of both of them, when they are crystals and we evolve, they are going to open portals. So maybe it's a part of your family, maybe it's a boyfriend or girlfriend, maybe it's a friend. I'm 90% sure who is my twin flames, but yeah, we are raising conscious now, separate. But yeah, most of you know who, if you are conscious of this thing, most of you are going to know who is your twin flame. It's a person that the vibration is different. Sometimes you are not with that person because you need to raise conscious by separate, or you fight a lot, and that kind of to, yeah, information that is going to evolve more in other video maybe. Then are the protectors, are the ones that are going to be with the native. There are 12 ships in the earth. One is in Argentina. The native are going to that place, to that ships, and the other people, the other beings, when they are crystal or in the process to be crystal, are going to other ships, and then we are going to the 13 ships, that is the moon. But yeah, this is basically all in this case of the cosmic plans. I know that sounds crazy, but look again, look at the sky, look where you are, and see that is more. And you know that it's just the mind making you think, that the rational mind because we grew up like this, but deep inside you, you know that is true. Excuse me a second. I don't know. I don't know for how long I'll be here. The last video was 1 hour and a half. I hope that is similar. Yeah. Another information that maybe is good to know now, to advance in the next video that I can in the next live, is the great consciousness. In order to go to the great consciousness, you need to understand. First is the Akash. The Akash is the place where all the information in the universe, all the information that we have in all the evolution are. You can accept that, or you can ask your elevated, tell me something, and you're going to receive information, maybe in dreams, maybe with a sign. The elevated have many ways to communicate with you. I receive information from symbols in a floor, or yeah, or sometimes writing. So then came the great consciousness. That is where we are going now, to raise consciousness to be to the great consciousness. That is a consciousness that actually the elevated have, and we are going to do that because if they exist, it's like as above so below. So then it came the wisdom. The wisdom is the universe. You're in this understanding the wisdom and be wise in this thing. You can go into raising consciousness and great, yeah, in this one. Then came the intelligence that is from the earth. A lot of people intelligent in the planet, but it's not everything. Don't stop in being intelligent. Be wise. Then access to the conscious, to the great consciousness, and then access to the Akash, some information. Then came the idea. Those is in order: ideas, intelligence, wisdom, great consciousness, Akash. Now I don't know if yeah, I'm going to do it. In this thing of the earth stairs, we are moving in environment. Like for example, first in the family, in the group's family, then we go to the school, then we make friends and go to places like a bar or the university, then the jobs. We are moving in environments, and these environments also, this is small. Then it came a city, then it came a state, then it came a country, then a continent, then the planet. We are always in the environment, and we are going always to the environments that are going to make us realize things, like to elevate our raise our consciousness. So once that you I make like a little video copy. I copy I was copying Dan Maruk that make this. He did it like really well. I'm not a drawer, so I did it like this, like environment, then you move to another environment, then and like that, like you are always moving in environment. Then it came what the triangle again, as I told in one of the videos, that we are like the Trinity, the Father, the crystal being, and the human being, like carvings in book and in drag. But in this time I'm going to explain, because the triangle can explain a lot of things. So in this environment and these eight stars, we are moving in the biological, the consciousness, and the emotions or the love, all the emotion, the feelings, this thing. So you are passing, like for example, with a throw, your throw is with a heart or something, And this is raising the conscious of you need to tell the people or tell things that you want to tell. Again, here, I hope that the audio is good. I don't know, the internet is failing now and it's starting to be dark. So I'm going to do this a little bit fast. So I was telling, like, in this environment we move and the stairs we move in the conscious, the biological, and the emotion. Like I was telling, like your throat is hurt, like you have like something that is here, or flu or something is in the conscious. You need to raise that you want to tell something, but you are not telling that, and that's why here is like with a heart, like heart. So you feel the emotions, like feeling bad because you want to tell someone something, but you are not telling because fears and this thing, and then it's a spiral that you are going to be like a hamster in a wheel, spinning, 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 until you realize, be conscious, very conscious that it's because I'm not telling this, and that's why I'm feeling bad because I'm not telling this, and the biological is telling me that I'm not telling something. Once that you do that, you are going to elevate and go in this spiral. It's always a spiral in many cases. Uh, there is many tools on internet that can tell you what is associated with the diseases and all these things that it have a name, but I don't remember. Maybe in the next video I'm going to tell that. But yeah, in this environment, it's important to stop. For example, you feel all start like that. All is like a cycle between race consciousness, the biological, and the emotions, the feeling. You feel angry or something, stop there and stop. Why I'm feeling angry? Why this person or that place or that country? And realize and work in that, because and you're going to see that most of the things that you feel like it was a normal disease or like a disease or something it was for that. Stop in all the emotions that feeling sad, feeling angry, all are telling you something. Also the people that appears. If a person make you feel angry, it's because sometimes, for example, I feel angry with this person because this person is this. It's a mirror. It's actually you that are reflecting that person, and it's something that you need to solve in yourself. So you saw that in that person to solve yourself. And this happened to me many times. Now I can stop. When I feel angry, I stop. I was okay. Why I'm feeling angry with that person? Okay. I realized that. Okay, I'm doing this. I didn't realize that. I raise consciousness, and yeah, the anger disappears. All the emotion disappears. All everything disappears, and I advance. So it's dark. So I'm going to stop now. Yeah, as I told before, this is maybe going to arrive to solve one person, the people that need to arrive. But I'm doing this for myself to practice, because I need to practice, um, and also because I want to share this information that I receive for free. If I receive for free, I feel I like I want to share it, because there is a lot of people that are asking for money for this information that is for every person in the world. And maybe in one time I'm going to talk about the idea that I had 5-6 years ago when I wanted to start the Eagle Visions thing that I test in the video, that Eagle Visions. I wanted to start one thing, but my elevator always tell me that it's not the time. The people are not prepared with this. It was me also. Me wasn't prepared for that. It's not the time. It's not the time. Until now that I understand the way that I needed to do it. Since the beginning, it was like ideas that came to my mind. Now I understand, and I wanted to do it like for free. I didn't know how, but now I'm doing it. I'm sharing what I know. I'm sharing what I receive. That is for every person in the world, and also you have that information. You just need to add your elevator or add your like it's memory that are in yourself in the cache. So I'm going to try to put this video on YouTube too. So thank you so much for if you watch this. You have questions, you always know that I'm here. You can ask me, send me a message or something, and we can talk. Thank you.